Learning to deal with the anger has been the most difficult part of trying to heal and move on in my life. I have a tendency to get caught up in analyzing why I do things, what's led me to make the decisions that I have. I like to think it's so I don't make the same mistake twice, and I'm not just simply dwelling on the past for the sake of it. I refuse to think of myself as a helpless victim. Growing up in a religious home and community, the messaging that I received in regards to anger, or really any negative emotion, is that it comes from Satan. If that's true, then the devil is alive and well in me. I used to feel guilty anytime I felt anything less than happy. I felt guilty a lot, and it cost me a lot of relationships and intimacy. Now that I'm older, I think that this imposed guilt is simply a way to easily dismiss negative emotions, writing them off as being caused by allowing evil, demonic forces into your life, instead of actually having to listen, deal with things, maybe do something about it. I think I just wanted to be heard, more than anything. This worldview created an early pattern of hiding and masking that I can now see has clouded most of my life. I was a very lost and sad teenager, and I grew up into a very lost, sad, and angry adult. I learned early on that rage is definitely better at getting people to pay attention to the fact that something's wrong with you. People are kind of annoyed by depression, but anger is different, more serious, more unstable. I do have to say it doesn't grant you a good reputation. The devil in me. During the deepest, darkest, most depressing time of my life, my mother sat on the couch next to me in my apartment and told me that I'm full of hate. Hate for what? I'm not exactly sure. You'd have to ask her. I've tried, and I can never seem to get a straight answer. The truth is, I was hurting so badly, and no one cared to ask how I was doing. I was in a really bad work environment. I was living in a city that kept chewing me up and spitting me out. My best friend died, and I felt like my family didn't like me anymore because we didn't share worldviews. I stayed in that unhealthy work environment for way too long because I honestly didn't think I deserved any better. Unfortunately, I think I was the perfect fit for the dysfunction there. I was used to being abused in the same way by the church. Naively, when I was younger, I used to think that people would stand up and speak out against evil. I grew up listening to stories at church about people standing up for what is right. But instead, what I've learned is that people around you are not willing to risk their own comfort to stand up. It's a lot easier to just keep your mouth shut, pretend you didn't notice. Why do something about it when you can just feign ignorance? I've come to learn that no one wants to rock the boat. When bad things happen to you, no one really cares. In the end, the abusers will always get away with it, and you just have to pick up the pieces of your life. You, the victim, will be ostracized, made to feel crazy, labeled as a problem, someone who will complain, someone who won't just keep their head down and keep the status quo. Somehow, it's your fault. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. The damage has already been done, and now you have to find a different job. All those people that you thought cared are singing a different tune now that you're a risk to their compliance. Maybe it would have just been better to never report it, to suffer in silence, quietly simmer in a seething anger until it boils over. I just couldn't take it anymore. For months on end, I had dreams where I was violently beating him into a pulverized, bloody pulp. Unrecognizable, and I still kept swinging. My knuckles swollen and purple, but it didn't matter. I needed him to pay for everything that he stole from me. I wake up in a sweat again, and I realize once again, it's all just a dream. He's still out there, and he'll never face any real repercussions. I'm still the crazy, angry young woman, the one who complained, the one who was just being stubborn. The one who had to leave and start life over. But at least I won't make the same mistake again, of thinking anyone is willing to help or even listen to me. People are too self-absorbed. They've got their own problems. They don't need to hear mine. They'll come up with any reason in their mind to not believe you. Trust me, it's easier to pack up and start again somewhere else than try to convince people who right before their very eyes witnessed evil. It's much easier to not do anything about it. See nothing, hear nothing, say nothing. Just pack it all up. Hit the road, and don't look in the rear view.